Again, just kind of recap the weekend. A great weekend here in Boone. Anytime you have a chance to honor Coach Moore and his great career he had here and put a statue out in front of the building is something we're very proud of. And again, sold the stadium out for the first home game. I'm not sure how many programs in Division I can say they sold the first home game out. And we're very proud of that also. We have the best fan base in college football, very passionate fans. And again, we had a great game versus Elon. You have to give Elon a bunch of credit. They played us tough early, and we were able to slow them down a little bit from the second half and come out with a big win. And it wasn't the win we wanted. We thought we could have played better. When you go back and look at the tape, that we did a lot of good things. I thought we executed at a high level and just didn't really finish in the end zone. And we've put our thoughts and game plans toward Marshall for a big game here on Thursday evening on ESPN, the chance to put our program on a national stage, and we're very excited for that. Again, it's an old-time rivalry in the Southern Conference. Both teams have great history, and we're looking forward to it.
Talking about Jerry again, did you get to interact with him after the game and kind of get a sense of what Saturday meant to him? I know he's not really big on attention being put on him in the first place. So what was that like for him?
I had a chance to talk to him last night. He came over to our offices late last night, and he enjoyed it. He, like you mentioned earlier, he doesn't really brag about himself, and really just to have him honored here, I think that tells the story of what kind of man he is and what he did for all the players in our program and what he did for this university. But it's an exciting time here. I mean, anytime you can commemorate and show these guys the true passion of our fan base through Coach Moore, I think it's a big deal.
And we've asked you about fan presence, since this season really started. But as far as like getting commits here for a home game when it's full capacity like that, what's the significance of that for this program as far as prospective athletes that might come here in the future?
It's a very big deal. I mean, you're saying we're in a brand new $50 million complex, and you're playing in front of 30,000 fans, and you're bringing recruits on campus. And we're recruiting at a high level right now. And it's because of all the things that have been put in place from our administration, from Chancellor Everest to Doug Gillen and his staff, and he's given us everything we need to be successful. And when you bring families on campus on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Boone, North Carolina, and you see the atmosphere, I think it speaks volumes for where we're at and where we're going.
With this Marshall matchup, I don't know if you necessarily get a lot of back-to-back season non-conference matchups like this. I know your process for preparation doesn't really change week to week, but as far as looking back at last year, considering that they've had a coaching change, how helpful is that tape from last year, and how do you proceed from there?
Well, again, they have different head football coach. Coach Huff has taken over for Coach Holliday. Tim Ramsey is still their offensive coordinator, so they're doing some things similar to last year. But really, we have to go back and fix what we did last year. And that was turn the football over and not scoring the red zone. So it helps some, not as much as you would think. But again, this is big time football game, and it's something we're excited about. And we need all of that nation to be there on Thursday evening.
Sean, kind of building on Marshall, particularly their offense, and looking at the ECU game, saw a lot of quick passing from them, a lot of stuff out on the perimeter, similar to what you guys saw at Miami, and similar to what Elon was really doing on Saturday. Get the ball out quick and kind of get you in some one-on-one situations. I know when you and I spoke at halftime of the game on Saturday, there were some coverage things you wanted to see change. As you guys went back and broke down that film, what are the ways that you more effectively go about knocking out kind of that quick perimeter passing game?
Well, to answer your first question, their quarterback, Grant Wells, and I think he's a redshirt sophomore. He's from Charleston, West Virginia, my high school, so I know a lot about him. And they go as he goes. And he's got a very strong arm, a very confident arm, and he'll put it in places that not many people will do. And you mentioned about the quick game. He gets the ball in his hands, and he's very accurate. That happened versus Elon. We couldn't get a rush to the quarterback because the ball was gone so quick. So we had to go back and change what we did coverage-wise, try to be a little more tighter coverage on the receivers and keep the ball in front of us. And I thought our safeties did a good job of not getting beat deep. And again, we have to get better with underneath coverage and really challenge those throws, the quick throws, give us a chance to be successful.
Also going back to Saturday against Elon, and looking at first down play calling, it was run heavy, which is not shocking. That's the identity of your team. But they were bringing a lot of blitz pressure on that early down, and as a result, you had a lot of success throwing on first down. By my count, you were 10 for 12 and averaged over 15 yards per reception. When it comes to that balance between first down, throw versus run, what's important to you? What's kind of the priority as you're trying to set tone there?
We're going to take what the defense gives us. Going into halftime, we're 11 rushes for 88 yards, and that's not good on first down efficiency. And that puts you second, six or plus on second down, and then which in turn makes it third and long throughout the game. And right now, we're not very good at third down efficiency. I think we're at 30% this past week on third downs. But if you go back, those are all third and 8 pluses. So we have to be more efficient on first down. And I think Coach Ponce done a good job of keeping a balanced attack as far as running and throwing on first down. And we have when we throw those shot plays or the deep passing plays, we have to be more efficient. We have to catch more balls and catch the 50-50 balls. I mean, we're not good enough at that right now, but chases give us a chance to stretch the field vertical, and we have to do it to be successful. You go back and look at last year, we couldn't throw the ball deep for many reasons. We were banged up at the receiver position, and opponents knew that. So they load the box and dare us to throw it. So now we have to keep the mentality that we have to be on the attack, and not let those guys dictate to us what we're going to do.
Last question for me. Kind of a health update. Obviously, Brendan Harrington and Ryan Huff were held out of Saturday's game. Wonder if you could give us an update on those guys, and were there any other developments during Saturday in terms of player health?
No, both those guys could have played last week with Huff and Brendan. They were back at practice last night, looked good. They were running with the ones, and they give us a lot more depth, not only on defense but special teams. We were a little thin there this past weekend, but again, they're back, ready to go Thursday night.
All right, we'll take a question from David Rogers, Watauga Democrat.
My thoughts were probably what you saw. I've seen this from Anderson from last year, from the Campbell game to now, and he's getting better as it goes on. I think he gives us that depth in the backfield we need right now. Him and Jameer Smith are splitting the third back right now as far as during the game, but we hope to get more out of Anderson. And as the season goes of our style of play, our running backs will get banged up and be sore and injured, and we have to have guys ready to go. And I have 100% confidence in Anderson to get the job done, and you'll probably see him more this Thursday evening.
One final question. You mentioned the 88 yards and 11 carries in the first half. What do you attribute that to? Was Elon stacking the box, or defensively, what were they doing to limit your performance there?
A little bit of both. You have to give Elon credit. They came in, they were going to stop the run, and put one or two more guys in the box that we couldn't account for. But again, we have to execute better on offense, and then as a coaching staff, we have to see when that's happening and be able to counteract that, if you will, and throw the ball deep. So on P and 10, they were blitzing about every single time. At the start of a possession, they were blitzing, and once we got what they were doing, and we started changing our game plan a little bit. But we have to be more efficient on first down. That's run the football, and that falls on. That's not just the offensive line. That's when the tight ends were blocking. That's when the receivers blocking. That's when the quarterback making the right decisions. So I know the offensive line has taken a lot of heat a little bit over here the last few hours for not running the ball well enough. But again, that's on everyone. That's just not the offensive line. The tight ends got to block better. Receivers got to block for first downs, and we'll be better this week for it.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the Zoom? All right, we'll go back to the room.
Sean, I just wanted to get an evaluation of the safety position from you, especially since, it has been operating without Caden. Ryan doesn't play against Elon. What are you seeing from that group as guys are stepping into more playing time?
I like where we are now. I think Coach Lockwood's done a fantastic job. Caden is almost back. He was at practice last night and getting reps with the first team defense. So we expect to get him back here pretty soon. Ryan Huff, he's Mr. Consistent. I mean, he's the guy that comes in and just make plays. You really don't call his name that much, but he's in the right place, and he's great with our communication. When he's not in there, our communication gets messed up sometimes. But Madison Cones came in and did a great job for us. Ronald Clark has stepped up and did very well. And Even look at Jackson Green. Jackson Green got about 15, 20 snaps toward the end, and he's just like his dad. He's a smart football player. I play with his dad, Jeff, here, and he's very smart. He's very reliable. And again, we need all those guys to be successful, and we need everybody in this football complex to play. And I told you, you're one play away from playing. You prepare like you're a starter. And it goes back to when Jacob Usman didn't get many reps in the games last year. Well, Zach got knocked out of the game with Georgia State, and because Jacob prided himself and been prepared, he came in and won the game for us. So I like where we are. We need to get better at that position, but we're right where we need to be.